Welcome back to another reaction video, and this one is quite interesting because I think I've actually heard this song before. I say I think because I hear a lot of songs from a lot of different artists, but this band in particular is one that's been easily one of the best finds for me on my channel. So I wanted to get back to them, and there's an overwhelming call, whether I've heard it or not, for me to take a look at a particular song by the incredible Ghost. So we're going to do that right now. Now, the song is called Cirice, and before you get on me about the pronunciation, which a lot of people are very particular about, I watched an interview where he himself said Cirice, and he's well aware that there's different pronunciations when you go back into like the language of it, but he said it that way. I'm saying it that way. Off we crack, shall we? Okay. Ghost, Cirice, official music video. Probably my second or third time hearing it. I'm not sure, but we're doing it actively. Let's go.
Hurry up, Cirice. We're going to be late.
I gotta stop there. Man, I can tell you officially I have never seen this music video, so that's pretty cool and interesting for me. Also, I will say this. As much as this is such clearly a crowd favorite, it's not standing out to me. So now I'm starting to guess if I actually have heard it or not before. I do a lot of live streams. If you want to join those, it's every Friday at 1 p.m. Arizona time. We spin the wheel. People put requests in. It's a fun time. I'd love to see you there. I'm not 100% sure I've heard this. It's such an iconic riff and such a standout riff that I would imagine that I would pick up on it right away. But I will talk about a couple things and we'll move on. There is something that they do which has like a timed and also timeless effect to it. That pulling down of some of the high mids and the highs in the guitar tone so that it lines up a little bit more with the bass, which somehow through phasing is not the right word because sometimes that's a negative decay effect, but it almost amplifies some of that lower boom versus drowning it out and cluttering it. It's a very, very interesting thing that used to happen at least a lot in metal in like the mid to late 80s, early 90s possibly. And it's a very purposeful decision, so I like it a lot. His voice is somehow very present and very front and very centered, but also has a lot of space to it, so it sounds like it's all around you, giving you a big warm hug. And it's awesome. I'm a massive fan of this band. They encompass a lot of what I grew up loving, what shaped me from a musical point of view. And also, speaking of musical, that riff, every time it cycles through, there's a new element, whether it's a piece of synth or some keys or another piece of lead work to give it this like mischievous, I don't want to say naughty, I'm a grown man. There's two things you don't want in life. You don't want a grown man saying naughty, and you don't want a grown man eating ice cream out of a cone unless he's on rollerblades. That's the rules. I don't make them, except I did.
I know your soul is not tainted, even can see through the scars inside you. I can feel the thunder that's breaking in your heart. I can see through the scars inside you. A candle casting a faint glow. You and I see eye to eye. Can you hear the thunder? I can hear the thunder that's breaking. Now there is nothing between us. From now our merge is eternal. Can't you see that you're lost? Can't you see that you're lost without me?
You're not going to do that, and we're going to just skip on by. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Okay, let me just go back here a second. There's so much about this band. The bands that I grew up loving, there are too many to count, but one of them that stands out from not just a theatrical point of view, from a musical point of view, not necessarily in this song, is Kiss. And rest in peace, Spaceman. Devastated. But this is a little bit more sinister, a little darker, a little bit more within that really solid drone of what Metallica used to do way back when. That consistent melody that is so strong and so important and so believable that you just throw all your trust into it as a songwriter and you pull it throughout the song because you know it's going to hook and it's going to stay there. But this cymbal effect that comes in, I speak about all the time. You can reverse a cymbal. It doesn't necessarily have to be reversed in this instance because you can have an exponential fade and then a cutoff, but it's that and it's a really nice way of providing expectation that something's going to break, and it doesn't, but then it does, and music's fun.
See that you're lost. Can't you see that you're lost without me? I can feel the thunder that's breaking in your heart. I can see through the stars inside you. I can feel the thunder that's breaking in your heart. I can see through the stars inside you. Can't you see that you're lost without me? I can feel the thunder that's breaking in your heart. I can see through the scars inside you. I can feel the thunder that's breaking in your heart. I can see through the scars inside you. I can feel the thunder that's breaking in your heart. I can see through the scars inside you.
That's crazy, man. I love that. That's awesome. That band continues to just blow me away. I know that's an older song. In fact, when was this put out? YouTube's got a new format, so I got to click everywhere to find where all the buttons used to be 10 years ago, and it still sounds that good. I mean, 10 years in music is actually a lifetime. The amounts of technology that develops, the amounts of trends that develop, the amounts of direction things move in, it's pretty special. It feels pretty incredible. So I just feel like they're one of those bands I have to see live, and they're going to be quite difficult to see live because they don't live on the same continent that I do. So Ghost, get it together. And by it, I mean all of your gear and all of your stuff, and head on over to North America. And please, if you don't mind, if I could be so specific, could you stop by Phoenix? That would be cool. But yeah, there's so much of the music that I still have to go through. I'm a massive fan. Really slow pace to it. Really slow, intentional delivery. Predictable in most senses of the word. But the fact that it's still so, and I'm being careful here, drone-like in the best possible way, that it's rhythmic and it's still sensible, means that it was the right choice. And of course it was. 71 million views later, and all of them well deserved. Send more Ghost. Appreciate you all. Catch you at the next one. Peace.